We all have biases, meaning we have an idea of the way things are without reference to what we actually can see.
So how does you stop journalists putting little words in that is hints of how them actually feel? Like say, yo, today President Bush, who is a dong, talked about the economy. Would they be allowed to say that?
Well, you could say that, but if I were your boss, I'd fire you.
But how does you stop the journalists giving over their opinions just by their body language? Saying, yo, today President Bush, and then go, spoke to the vice president, you know.
If you did that, I'd fire you. Well, I couldn't stop you, but I'd fire you and you wouldn't be on the next day going, no.
So, has a journalist ever been fired for being biased and doing things like that?
I don't know of an American journalist who's done things like that.
So, what does you do when there ain't nothing that's happened in the news that day?
There's always something that happened.
But if it's a bit of a boring day for news, does you sometimes make a headline on the newspaper saying war begins?
Well, if there's no war that begins, but you say war begins,
right,
no one's going to buy your newspaper the next day because they'll be onto the fact that you don't know what you're talking about.
But you could always put on page 2, war begins with a W. Or that is how you spell it, isn't it?
Yeah.
For real, so you ain't lying. But everyone would buy your paper because no one else is reporting on this. Yo, so let's get the one with all the war thing in it. Wicked. Oh, it begins with a W. I knew that, but let me read some other things. So, does people get their news now more from telly or from newspapers?
Television in this country.
Ain't the problem with newspapers that after about a week, the news is well out of date?
Oh, they are. You buy a newspaper every day to find out what the latest news is.
Well, you don't need to buy it every day.
What do you mean you don't need to buy it? You don't need to do anything
For real.
except pay taxes and die.
Yo, well, you don't always have to pay taxes. I know I but...
Is this a confession right now?
No.
Should I call the law?
No, because I don't, because of, it's a complicated thing. I can't really chat about it here, whatever. Yo, so let's talk about...
Call the law. Go ahead.
Yeah, no, don't. Shit. My mic sounds nice. Check 1. Check it out. AZ with none other than my main man, Daryl Gates. Him was the chief of Los Angeles Police. What was it like being the head of the NYPD?
Not NY, LAPD.
Well, you say tomato, I say potato. I think that's a language thing, isn't it?
Yeah, LA, Los Angeles Police Department. NYPD is New York Police Department.
Is it true in LA there's loads of celebrities?
Oh, yes, celebrities. Yes, lots of celebrities.
Was there any famous people that your police had to arrest?
I'm sure you saw the O.J. Simpson.
Oh,
And
for real?
he's
I've seen him on the telly.
Yeah, and he was the one that was accused of killing his wife.
But ain't it wrong for the police to start getting involved in murders on a cartoon? Surely what the Simpsons do is just like, it's make-believe, you know.
Oh, you're talking about different Simpsons. I'm talking about a man, a real man, who was...
He killed Marge.
Yeah, no, a real man. He's called O.J. Simpson.
Yo. So is drugs a real problem?
Drugs in the United States have been a problem for many, many years.
Has you ever heard of people swallowing connies full of drugs?
Oh, sure. Sure.
How long does it take for the connie usually to come out the other end?
Well, depends on how long it takes you.
Would you be concerned if it hadn't come out 8.5 days after the geezer had swallowed it?
If it didn't come out within 48 hours, I think they'd be very concerned.
If someone is trying to get it out and prunes and dates ain't working, what should they try?
They'd probably try castor oil, something, milk of magnesia, castor oil, something.
All right, wicked. Yo, check it out. You has heard the words of my man, Chief Bill Gates. Him has shown that crime ain't something that you should do. It's something that you should. What is we gonna do today?
I'm going to take you around and show you some of the areas where we've had a lot of gang violence and some of our more urban areas here in the Washington, D.C. area.
Is signs an important thing in gangs?
Absolutely. Hand signs are a way for gang members to communicate with each other.
What does stacking mean?
Stacking means gang members using hand signals to identify themselves and to talk to each other and to identify to other gangs what crew or what gang they're with.
I think I might have seen someone doing that. Because at my hotel there was this like middle-aged man and a middle-aged woman, and they was obviously gang members because they was throwing up gang signs to each other for about an hour.
Are you sure they're not deaf and they were just talking to each other?
What?
You know what I'm saying? Maybe they're hearing impaired and they couldn't. They were just hand signing. Like
Well,
deaf,
they was
somebody who's
doing
deaf.
all like, you know, all that. I didn't know all the
Right.
gang signs, but literally not a word for like an hour.
Well, it's possible that they were just deaf.
So is there a massive deaf gang?
No, not that I know of.
Is it dangerous for people to do shadow puppets in the ghetto?
Well, you do the wrong thing anywhere. You make the wrong sign or something like that, and somebody perceives it as something bad, they're going to take action.
For real?
Yeah.
Because in UK you only do like that one and whatever, the crocodile, whatever, but could
Right.
that lead to getting shot?
It could, depending upon where you are and what neighborhood. Sure.
Can you do the one that looks like it goes,
Which one's that?
you know, if you put your hands like that,
Yeah.
put your hands like that?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh, that
Then
one.
like look in there,
Yeah,
have a
I've
look in
seen
there,
that.
look
I've
exactly
seen that.
like it, you know what I'm saying? They look exactly like it. That ain't a gang sign though, is it? So what does ATF stand for?
Alcohol, tobacco, firearms, and explosives.
And what else does you sell?
We don't sell anything.
All right,
So what we do here is provide a product for police officers worldwide, the explosive detection capability with the dogs.
How many people works in the different branches?
Right here at the center here, we have 23 people assigned here to take care of the canine training.
Why does you use canines? Wouldn't it be more better to use dogs?
Right. Well, dog's just a slang term for the canine.
But you use mainly dogs or does you use mainly canines?
In the United States, canine and dog is kind of a interchangeable word.
All right, for real.
Okay. Most of the dogs we get are black in color. We do get some yellows, and rarely we get some chocolate-colored ones too.
Ain't that a bit racialist, getting mainly black dogs to do this?
Oh, not at all. That's just a part of the Labrador Retriever breeding.
Aye.
The black dogs are predominant.
But ain't it a bit racialist saying, all right, this is dangerous work, let's get the brothers in to go
No.
and find the bombs?
That has nothing to do with that.
Why does you choose dogs to decide where bombs is? Why don't you choose a more intelligent animal like a dolphin?
And again, that'd be quite difficult to have a fish tank on a cart.
But I don't know if you know this, but dolphins ain't fish.
Right.
They is like us, they is mammaries.
Correct. But they have to get back to a water source every now and again, and that's what they say the extent of work you'd have to go into versus a dog. And then again, I don't know how good their sense of smell is compared to a dog.
Alright.
Dogs are proven, they've been used for a lot of years because of their phenomenal sense of smell.
So why does they stick their noses so close to each other's body?
Dogs, they give out different scents. They let the other dogs know what's going on. That's why they're constantly smelling each other.
Because I once smelt a dog's ass and it was horrible. Why does they do it?
Different perception, though. Something that's unpleasant to you isn't unpleasant to them.
Has you ever smelt a dog's ass?
Can't say I have. This is Dabby.
What?
This is Dabby. And this is John.
Hello.
John.
Dabby?
Oh, the dog's name.
Oh, all right, safe. When they actually find the bomb, how long does it take the dog to defuse it?
The dog has nothing to do with that. The only thing that we use the dogs for, what we train the dogs for, is to locate what we call a suspicious item.
For real. Where does you get the dogs from?
We get the dogs from different guide dog agencies.
Alright. So does you interview the dogs or does you get like one of the senior dogs to do it?
The different trainers actually will go up and will evaluate the dogs
why don't you use one of the dogs who's been here for like years to interview them? Because they will know whether it is good or bad.
Right, right. Well, we like to send, our dogs are busy. They're out looking for explosives, so they don't have the time to go up there and interview the other dogs, so we do it ourselves.
So can these dogs smell drugs?
No,
Thank God.
not at all.
Yo, respect.
You're safe.
What? Why? How does he know?
You said thank God.
Well, I say that out loud.
Yeah,
I don't have anything on me.
you're all set.
Booyakasha! Check this out. The election in America is a well important thing. So you better understand the politics of it. That's why I was here with none other than my main man, Mr. Patrick Buchanan. So you better listen up and recognize. So how long was you president for?
0. I
What?
didn't make it. I failed.
Ain't there the problem if you have an election every however many years, that if someone don't tell the whole truth, you've got him for like 4 years, isn't it?
If the people make a mistake, they have to live with it for 4 years, or they get their Congress to throw the president out.
But sometimes people lie to get in. Like when me went for my interview for McDonald's in Staines, me said that me would work well hard. But the moment me got in there, me was eating like 15 McChicken sandwiches a day and selling little bit of McGunja on the side. And them only actually chucked me out when them found me wearing the Ronald McDonald costume, boning me Julie in the box.
Here's what you do, though. When you're there, then your organization has rules whereby they can throw you out.
All right.
We have rules whereby you can throw out the president.
Does you think that religion should be taught in schools?
If it's voluntary, yes. If it's mandatory, no.
Does you think there's a way for people to make the way them teach religion more interesting?
Yes. The movie, The Passion of the Christ,
All right.
is a very effective teaching tool, I think.
I heard that it ain't as good as Lethal Weapon 3.
No, I think it's slightly better than Lethal Weapon 3.
Ain't it basically a bit of a rip-off of Gladiator?
No, it's not at all.
But it's like that kind of thing, isn't it?
No, it's about the death and crucifixion of Christ.
Ain't you scared, though, that because it's made so much cash, it will just make a sequel and it won't be as good, like, you know, have the bloke
Probably.
come back to life, whatever. What else is the election going to be fought on this year?
It'll probably be about Iraq.
Does you think that Saddam's ever was able to make these weapons of mass destruction, or whatever, or as they is called, BLTs?
Was Saddam able to make them?
Could he make BLTs?
Yes. At one time he was using BLTs on the Kurds in the north.
Was it worth fighting a war over BLTs?
I don't think Saddam Hussein and Iraq were a threat to the United States, even if they had WMDs or BLTs, as long as they weren't nuclear weapons.
If you had the evidence that Saddam had these BLTs in his house, would you have said yes, attack?
Not unless if he had anthrax, if he had mustard gas.
Whatever
No.
he put in them.
No. If he had mustard gas, no.
Let's say he didn't have mustard and the BLTs just was plain. Would you been able to go in there then?
No.
Is it ever worth fighting a war over sandwiches?
Is it ever worth fighting a war? Yes.
If you becomes president again, what will you do?
I would change the whole country dramatically, and that's why I'm not going to be president.
Yo! Yo, for real. I was feeling that, man. Yo. Yo, was you mashed or something? You was like so giggly.
Well,
You had a little puff before?
no, yeah, a little puff before, sure.
Respect. Yo. You need a bit of some of my own imports. We'll talk business after. Yo, so listen, you lot out there, you better listen up to the words of my man Buchanan, because him know nothings about America and the election. Listen up, word up, keep it real, West Side. Big up yourself.
Good day.
Safe. What be your name?
I'm Dr. George Washington.
What?
Dr. George Washington.
All right, wicked. So does vets mainly look after sick animals?
No, we do a lot of preventive medicine, reproductive work, and everything.
Why was there so many sick animals in Vietnam?
There wasn't that many sick animals in Vietnam.
But weren't there like millions of Vietnam vets?
You're confusing terminology here. Okay, a veterinarian is a doctor of veterinary medicine. He's a person that treats animals.
For Will. So, I was getting it. So, loads of people went to Vietnam and then treated animals there.
No. You're confusing the term.
All right.
I'm a veteran, but I'm also a veterinarian because I served time as a veterinarian in the military.
For Will. So why do so many of those people from the military then later on in life want to start working with animals?
They don't. They can do anything they want to. There's no relation between a veteran of the military and a veterinarian.
Respect. And you is?
I'm both.
Oh man, that's so confusing. I don't understand it. So to make this clear to young people out there, people who fights in wars is called veterinarians.
No.
People who
Are called veterans.
whatever, veterans, people who does the animal thing is called veterans.
No, veterinarians.
Veterinarians. Respect.
V-E-T-E-R-I-N-A-R. It's veterinarians.
When you was a kid, did you know that you wanted to grow up and be a veteran?
Well, you're still confusing. Just forget the word veteran,
All right.
please.
How often is animals actually sick and how often is they faking it just so them can get a day off work?
Animals aren't faking it to get a day off work.
But what does you do if there's like a knock on your door and there's like a goat out there, whatever, and he says he's got flu, but you know he's lying? Does you tell the farmer?
The goat doesn't talk to us. It's the farmer that talks to us.
So is there a lot of sex diseases with animals?
There are a few, but not many, that's transmitted.
Is that because most animals wear connies?
No.
So is you saying that the man cows just whip it out and jizz over their Babylons, or what?
No.
So how does they stop getting them preggers? So is there any animals that ain't been discovered yet?
There could be. They've just found some in some of the jungles, different places that they didn't know exist.
Has you got any photos of the ones that ain't been discovered?
No.
All right, what about a video or something like?
Well, if you had a video, they'd have been discovered.
All right, not if they videoed themselves.
They aren't smart enough to operate a video. You aren't going to see that chicken there taking a video around.
All right.
He doesn't have enough, his brain is not developed enough for
Yo,
that.
man, him can hear you saying that. Don't cuss him.
I'm not cussing him. I say his brain is not developed enough.
He's like just there. He's going to hear you say that and be like, well upset, innit?
No, he's not.
Look at that!
That's why she wanted it.
Oi!
Like this.
Look at that fucking thing. What's that?
That's a chicken.
What? That thing?
It's a chicken.
Is that a real animal?
That's a chicken.
Check it out. Has you ever seen anything like that?
Yeah.
Look at it.
He's got feathers on his feet.
How come he is wearing that?
That's the way Mother Nature, that's the way his genes are. He was born.
So where is like the tigers?
This is not a zoo. This is a farm. This is like, this is more like a farm you would have seen probably when I was a kid.
What about a hippopotamus?
Hippopotamus, there, you go to the National Zoo and you can see them.
What, you ain't got them here either?
No, this is not a zoo. This is a farm. You know what a farm is?
Well, it's like a rubbish zoo, obviously.
Okay, I hope you learned something about animals.
Yo, we learned a lot
because
about
you have-
animals.
You have a lot to learn.
Keep it real,
Okay,
enough respect.
okay,
Safe.
safe.
Wicked.
Okay.
I has